for the most part, they're obnoxious, obtrusive, intrusive. There are a few, and I can count them on the fingers of probably one hand, who are very decent. But for the most part, they're a pain in the butt.
What about Vinny here?
Vinny, I've seen. Vinny is a pain in the butt, but that's what that is part of his job. That is part of his job. But he can be a little annoying, and we've handled him in some places with my partner. How they handled
you, Vinny, baby?
I've never seen that guy before. Every time I've seen Vanna White, she's never had a bodyguard.
Bo Dietl and
so I don't know when you have a bodyguard for Vanna White. I've seen it quite often.
Bo Dietl and Associates. My partner Bo and I had her when she came into town. We guarded her for 2-3 weeks. Whenever she comes in, we got her. She did a show at Radio City Music Hall.
That's right. And when she did commercials for us, she went all around New York. You weren't there.
No. We recently got her when she did her show.
Well, that's okay.
That's okay.
Radio City. But Vinny is kind of natty and floats around and gets in the salad.
Yeah, well, that's part of the business, but they can be annoying.
Part of his job, man. I mean, how's he going to let me ask you
sometimes,
if it wasn't for the
if
it wasn't for the paparazzi, the photographers, and those tabloids, you wouldn't have a job protecting Vanna White because... Who cares? If it wasn't for us, Vanna White would just be another little blonde butt turning numbers.
Perfect.
That's all.
Listen. Okay. You got some validity to what you're saying.
Yeah.
You got some validity to what you're saying. But would you, if you could, follow Vanna White into a hotel?
There's no reason to because she would pose outside. We're not going to follow her, man. If she's...
You never try to get private pictures?
It depends who it is.
Vanna White.
Vanna White wouldn't give us the need to it.
But if you could catch Vanna White in the nude, sleeping with Pat Sajak.
No.
You wouldn't sneak in.
No, I would not do that.
What do you think of the photographer who took the pictures of Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis when she was nude on Scorpio that time with the long distance camera and got all the nudes of her?
I saw those pictures, yeah.
What'd you think of that photographer?
Made a lot of money based on sleazeball.
Sleazeball and basic privacy, right?
Of course.
Okay, all right.
That's different.
The guy's got some...
Hey, I know it does, but hey, if I had the opportunity, I'd probably shoot it, but I wouldn't sell it.
Let me come back to Pat. Perfect. Dear Mr. Downey, this comes from Clearwater, Florida. Dear Mr. Downey, you are a bum just like Howard Cosell. You never been a black or a Jew you didn't like. You may be a hero to the rude, crude, puking, vulgar masses in your audience. But whatever happened to good manners? 3 times I've seen you throw people off the show. I'm old enough to remember your father well. How he wouldn't have done that at all. In my opinion, you're scum. Well, if you knew my father well, sir, is it Jay Montague? Knew my father well. You're here's another one. Dear Mr. Downey, I'm writing because I feel you're the only one on TV who has the guts to address this issue. I'm a professional truck driver during the last year. Most truck drivers have been given a bad name. 60 Minutes did a show on killer trucks. AAA is making claims that trucks cause all the accidents. Why don't you do a show on what great guys we are? And I know what great guys you are. Richard Nickerson, don't go on strike, will you please? All right. Now, here is a letter, story from the Phoenix Gazette. No, cigarettes are good for you, man. It makes my cough. Now, they say when a baby cries, it strengthens their lungs. When I smoke, I cough a lot. It strengthens my lungs. Here's a story from the Phoenix Gazette sent to me by an alert member of the viewing audience, Diane Shelton. Steve Bass was convicted of sexual exploitation of a minor. The cops got under this guy's act after he told an informer he suffocated a young man while having sex with him. He told another undercover cop about his 6 sexual fantasies, mutilating young boys and murdering them. Cops got a search warrant, arrested him after they found a bunch of kiddie porn in his house. When he stood in front of Judge Gloria Ibarra, awaiting to be sentenced, he told the court the only way he can achieve sexual fulfillment is to cause excruciating injury or death for young men. As for Judge Ibarra, she decided Bass was extremely dangerous and sentenced him to 7 years of probation. And told him not to get drunk. Steve Bass is untouchable slime, and the judge is no better. It's signed by, who the hell is this signed by? Whoever it is. I want to go ahead. This is Diane Shelton. Producers, get me a show on this one. I want that scum breath on this.